Hey guys, welcome back to Pro Row 784. I know it's been a little while, and Brandon is out here with me. I just wanted to catch you guys up a little bit and let you know what we've been up to. Been busy, and Brandon been racing a little bit, and have finally has actually taken some time off because of Snowshoe a couple weeks ago. And Brandon had some stuff he had to get done, and Brandon actually was helping me on some jobs, and I do a little bit of work for the state, and some of the state contract stuff ends on June 30th, so had to get Brandon to come in and help me and that kind of stuff, and we just got some of that knocked out. And then this particular week we've got some company down from Maryland, and so we've been dealing with, you know, hanging out with those guys all week and all that. So, but anyway, they're all over here, we're having dinner and everything else. I said, Brandon, I need to go out to the shop and get a short video, because we got people asking questions about us and that kind of stuff. We just want to catch you guys up. So so Brandon, last time we left you off, you were getting ready to go to the Mideast race in South Carolina. I had a fellow viewer ask what Mideast racing was, and sometimes I fail to realize that people, you know, watch our videos that don't really watch the racing, so to speak. So Mideast is a racing series on the East Coast that generally, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. I
think they may run Georgia.
Maybe in that area.
But yeah, it's those states.
Yeah.
Mainly South Carolina. I know there's one coming up. I think it's in North Carolina.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But anyway, it's a I guess you call it a regional series. It's not a national series. So
yeah.
So Brandon races that.
It's like a local series.
It is.
All the races are within probably, like, I don't know, within the furthest race probably is like 6 hours or so from
from the hub
point.
Yeah. And then Brandon also races GNCC, which is Grand National Cross Country. That is on the East Coast, and there's 12 rounds of that. I don't know how many Mideast, but so Brandon races that. So anyway, you were getting ready to go up there, and you took the brand new quad, the 2023 build, up there and ran really well until you had some problems. And you can tell them about your race there.
Yeah, the race, it was going actually really good. I think I was sitting in third. Really dusty track. I mean, it was dustier than the Mason-Dixon race. It was pretty crazy, and I think I started off third or fourth, and I stayed third or fourth. And then literally right before the chicane, there was a barbed wire fence, and I hooked it with my left rear tire, just drifted into it, and caught barbed wire around my trailing arm, my axle, I mean, all that kind of stuff back there. So luckily it was right there at the finish, so I was dragging a whole thing of barbed wire, so I stopped. Luckily the pit stop didn't last as long as what we anticipated it, because somebody had wire pliers or cutters for a fence. Yeah. I mean, what are the odds of somebody having it within 30 seconds of me stopping? So that worked out good. We cut it all off, or cut most of it off, didn't cut all of it off, and kind of just babied it a little bit. And then I started pushing really hard. The dust was just so bad. I think I ended up fourth that weekend, but if you look at, I think lap times were really close with most of the XC2 guys, so I still felt good, but just had issues that I wasn't able to get the best finish I was wanting. And
the reason why you took that ATV, if you remember, we were discussing that quad had ran hot at the John Penton.
Yep.
And it went in limp mode several times. We were a little bit concerned about it, so yep. You guys didn't want to race it in GNCC until you went to the Mideast to test it, just to make sure everything worked, and it all worked out right?
Yeah.
Good.
And then we also have a power steering issue,
yes.
So, which is now resolved, but we had a power steering issue at the time, so.
Yeah. And then, so you ran fourth, which is good. You almost ended up on the podium up there. Yep. You know, barring you had that barbed wire and all that. But anyway, but you ran really well. Yep. And then we had a weekend off, and then Brandon goes to Snowshoe. Snowshoe, West Virginia is on top of, they race actually on top of the mountain at a ski resort. They race on both sides sort of the mountain there. And I don't know what the other I'd be mistaken if I said over 4,000 square feet in the air, or whatever, it's feet elevation. So anyway, Brandon went there and decided to take the older quad. Both of them are brand newer, but decided to take the older quad just because that place generally eats up four-wheelers, and really hard race to win, and a lot of rocks, and
A lot different than Florida.
It's a lot different than Florida, which is the terrain that Brandon trains on. And so anyway, go up there and Brandon gets there. So you end up getting there on what, Thursday? Thursday late? No, Friday. No, it's been so damn long, I can't even remember.
I got up there Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday night.
Thursday night.
Woke up Friday.
Woke up Friday.
Well, wait a minute. What happened to your voice?
Yeah, so on the way up Thursday, kind of just random, me and Kyla were talking. I told her I just feel like I'm losing my voice. My throat was kind of itchy. And literally not 45 minutes later, I had to whisper every word. I mean, it was kind of crazy. It was really nuts. Didn't really feel bad at that point in time. I felt good. Wasn't like sick. Just randomly, just voice was gone. And never had that happen before. So obviously going to a place where I'm going to be talking to a bunch of people, it did not work out great for me. So get there Thursday night. We stay up on the top of the mountain Thursday night. Wake up Friday morning. First thing we do is go to the grocery store they have there and get some honey, get some lemon. And I did that probably 6 times that day, and definitely did help it. I did do a little bit of a walk on the track. Like, when I say a little bit, probably like 40 corners.
Bit,
yeah, I mean, it was not nowhere near the whole track, because that track is, most of the time it's the same, and it's just we kind of expect, and you know what the track develops to and all that kind of stuff that happens. So after that, just rode the ski lift Friday, just kind of hung out, ate dinner on top of the mountain, and then went to sleep. Woke up next morning. I actually had a little bit more of a voice. I will say, when I did wake up Saturday morning though, I did not feel the best. Definitely had, I don't know what I had. I had some type of sickness. I was taking all kinds of different medicines, and not to get my voice back, just to make sure I felt good during the race, all that kind of stuff. So I definitely wasn't 100% at Snowshoe this week, or that weekend. Right. So we go to the start, same old thing we do. The weather sucked. I'm just gonna be honest, the weather sucked. Foggy, rainy, cold, everything you don't want to be in my opinion. So we get up there, we're second pick on the start. So Cody's inside, I'm next, Landon, I believe it was Hayden. I don't know who the 5th guy was.
Is it Robbie? No.
No, I don't know who it was.
I can't remember either.
So we took off. I actually got the whole shot, which was luckily, because the first, I don't know, 3 miles of the racetrack is all like fire roads. So luckily I didn't get sprayed with mud on my goggles the first 3 or 4 miles, because the track was wet and it didn't dry up the whole race. There was no doubt about that. So we went over to the harder side of the mountain over there, and it was pretty gnarly. Same thing it always is though. There's nothing changed, just crazy over there. Ended up getting hung up a little bit on a stump about midway through that harder side of the mountain, on the first lap. So I ended up moving back to second. Landon got around me. Landon was behind me, and then Cody got both of us in a good line that he had picked out. So now first lap I went from first to third, essentially within, I don't know, 3 minutes. So obviously I'm sitting in third, which I'm fine with sitting in third, because I know that track is, you never know what's going to happen. So we're in a third. We pit, I think, first lap for goggles. I think everybody else, I can't remember. I think I get the lead back the second lap, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I get the lead back the second lap. Somehow, I think Cody pitted. Yeah, Cody did a pit with fuel and everything. Maybe I didn't pit for goggles, and Landon did pit. I know I got around them. I'm not exactly sure. It's been so long ago. So I'm leading the second lap, and I believe I come through the checkered first the second lap.
I think you led the second, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I think you led the second lap. Yeah. And of course they were right on your tip.
Yep,
heel,
they were
so
all
you three
right
were
there.
Like close.
Yep. So we did pit that lap. Obviously Cody did not. I think Landon did not. So I think me and Landon were both in the pit, and Cody did wind up getting around us. So we took off behind him, and his pit was another probably mile ahead of us, or after our pit. So we caught up to him and we got around him again. So he was stuck in the pit. So
he stopped again?
So he stopped again for goggles,
I
think specifically. And I think I came back out in the lead after all that situation. And then, so I believe it was the third lap. It was the third or the second lap.
Third lap, Landon Wolf led. I remember he was leading the third lap.
Okay, the second lap, I forgot to mention. There is a bottleneck, a crazy bottleneck. This is how everything happened. So, it's really a one way. There's no way to get around this. Me, Cody, Landon, we all hit it all at the same time. Everybody doesn't know what to do. We all look at each other and you say, which way are you going? And everybody was kind of hard to make a decision. Nobody made a decision. And so I decided, I mean, we got to get through it somehow.
You guys are just sitting there?
There's no way we're getting through the crowd of people. There's probably, I bet there was 30, 40 quads stuck. Just crazy. There's quads all over the place. And you kind of just had to pick a line. And the line I took was definitely not the best one. Let's just say I was going over rocks that I've never been over. There's one time where I went over a rock and it literally dropped to the face. I thought I was stuck. Luckily, I had four-wheel drive, so it pulled the front end. I mean, it was just crazy. I believe Cody went a little bit further than me up the mountain, which was a little bit better. And I believe Landon went, I mean, we all took different lines. I got lucky and actually made it through. I was the first one to make it through. So that was obviously the second lap, and I pushed through. Obviously, I'm leading. They don't get out too far behind me. They're behind me, but I had a little bit of a gap, I think. And then we all pitted. Cody gets around, so now we're caught up to the third lap. And then I get around Cody. And then, man, I forget what else happened.
Landon leads the third lap.
Yes, so
you're
now,
second,
so
and
now,
I think Cody drops a little bit.
Cody dropped off. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I don't know what happened to Cody. He was running with us. I was leading. I let Landon by this lap, just because he had a good pace going, and I felt more comfortable running behind somebody at this track specifically. And I believe Cody, something happened with him. I don't know exactly what happened. So now this third lap, I'm running behind Landon. I follow him into the last lap, and still running behind him. I feel good. I had a couple lines I kind of liked, and I knew kind of where the rocks were and where the big rocks weren't. And so this is obviously last lap, and we're going to the more difficult side of the mountain on the fire roads, and next thing you know, Landon's bike starts overheating. It went into limp mode, so I don't know how long it took him to get out of limp mode or whatever. So obviously I get around Landon there, and I just keep pushing. The track just kept getting deeper and deeper, so obviously more bottlenecks formed. Just made no mistakes that last lap. I knew, I don't know how long it took him to get back going, but as long as I kept moving and kept going forward, it'd be really hard, because we were running a really good pace, I believe, and felt really good. I'm not very confident at that track, but obviously winning at that track made it a lot better. So we come in the finish, obviously we win. Very happy with the results there. That was a big win for the whole crew. A really, really big win. So obviously it tightens a lot of things up for championship reasons. Obviously still 3 more rounds, a lot more work to do. It's not over yet by any means. So we've been doing the same thing we've been doing. We took off a little bit this past I don't know what it's been, 3-4 weeks since
about like 3 weeks.
Snowshoe.
Yeah.
We've been kind of vacationing a little bit. I'm going to Vegas in 2 weeks, so kind of just hanging out. Still working out a little bit. Still, I mean, I haven't stopped yet, but we'll be hitting it hard again in about probably I'd say 4 weeks or so.
All the youth riders, they were at camp this weekend.
Yep, they're all at Action
Off-Road.
Yeah. I've still been teaching them once a week, so I've still been on a fuller, not training specifically for me, but I've been helping kids and all that kind of stuff. three times a week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But anyway, so when Brandon come through the checker flag, you look like you've been dipped in chocolate milk.
Yeah. It never stopped. It poured on us.
It rained. Yeah. Yeah, it rained. So we got summer break, and then FTR, the Florida Trail Rider schedule just come out last night. We saw that, and then there's some Mideast racing, which is the North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia area. They've got some races.
I believe our next race will be a Mideast. I got to talk to a few people, but I believe the next race will be a Mideast before
GNCC.
Beckley,
yeah, Beckley.
Right?
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah. So there's 3 more races at GNCC. Brandon may squeeze a couple Mideast races in there, and then some FTR races too.
Yeah,
in between there. Yeah. So then, but those last 3 races, you really like those 3 places.
I do really like those.
Yeah,
3.
you're really confident in those 3
Ironman,
areas.
I don't love that place, but
Yeah.
I seem to enjoy it. I like the flow of the place. It's really fast. I like fast kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The Beckley is actually one I'm surprised that I like, because it is a pretty extremely rocky place. But I do enjoy that place. It's a fun track. Has a really good flow. And then also the Newburgh, West Virginia round. I don't know what. I think that's a Buckwheat.
Buckwheat, yeah, Buckwheat 100.
And
like
I
that.
seem to like the place too. I won last year. I know that track is a little tight, a little technical in the back section, but it seems to flow really well for me. Obviously, depending on conditions, it changes to how I feel about the track. But those last 3 I do like. So I'm ready to go for those 3. Still feeling good. I feel good. I know the bike's up there. It's getting maintained and getting all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're planning on taking the newest bike.
Yep, the new bike will be at the last 3 rounds. So we'll race the new bike the last 3, and but yeah,
see where it ends up. So championship points, I think you're 3 behind the leader or something like that. But anyway,
3 behind Cody.
So you've closed in a little bit. So anyway, we just got to continue having some luck.
This is honestly the closest we've been all year. So
yeah,
I mean, even after round one, I was still 5 points back.
5 points. Yeah. So now we're only
close as we've been all year. Which, if you would have talked to me 2 rounds ago, we weren't this close. So it's good. So we're excited and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just you know, you're going to be riding. It's hotter than all get out down here, obviously, and dusty, and it's been raining a little bit down here. The conditions are okay, but
hanging out on the lake.
Yeah, Brandon's been hanging out on the lake, but this is his practice bike here. He's got it over here doing some maintenance over here on it. This is the 850. Kyla's actually been riding that. Brandon's girlfriend, she's actually been just a little bit of training and riding on that with him. We don't allow Brandon to go out by himself and train by himself, so she goes with him and rides. This is the 1000 obviously here. So, and then the neon yellow 4-wheeler's up at DeRisi's, and also the new one is up at DeRisi's. So but other than that, that's what we've been doing. You see some stuff going on here in the shop, building golf carts here. This is a limo cart here that we stretch for a guy, and just been busy at work and that kind of stuff, but excited to get back after it. I don't know, what did we figure out, Brandon? 6 more weeks, something like that? I don't know, five more weeks, something like that.
I think it's exactly 2 months yesterday.
Yeah, so anyway, Brandon's going to Vegas next week. I think it is. Be out there a week. You want to go with his in-laws over there, or his girlfriend's mom and dad and parents, and they're going out to Vegas, spend a couple of 3 days out there for a summer deal. Going to go hiking, of all things. They're all into hiking up the mountains and all that kind of stuff out there. So that's what they're going out there for. And
when we get back,
it's full bore.
That's when we'll be
riding
doing
so
everything we can do.
Youth riders playing or their baseball. They just won their the state championship. They're going out to the how do you call them out there? Louisiana.
It's way out there.
All Stars. They're going out to the All Stars, so they're heavily deep into that right now. And then other than that, we're just trying to do some maintenance and get caught up on some stuff and that kind of stuff. But maybe we can get a video or two of us riding.
I gotta come over here and
gonna do a little bit of maintenance before you leave.
Change a belt, do oil, just full service, filter. Actually, it was a boot rip on one of the axles over there, so I gotta change a right front axle. I don't know how it ripped. It just ripped. I must have grabbed a vine or something.
Yeah.
Still good, just the boot's ripped, so we don't want to risk breaking it off practice, all that kind of stuff. So.
Plus it probably starts slinging oil and grease and everywhere and all that garbage, so don't want to do that.
And
so
it'll be ready to go again for another week.
Yeah, so anyway, all right, so anything else, Brandon?
that's it.
You look pretty good. I mean, so you're eating right and you know, feel pretty good and all that stuff. So
I will say I've ate some pizza and some ice cream recently, but
That's not
besides
good.
that, it's been pretty good.
yeah. So Brandon's been cheating on his diet a little bit, and you know, part of it. But you know, look at him; he's skin and bones, and don't have any fat on his body. But anyway, we're excited to get back going, and been a good year for Brandon. And we've had some luck on our side, and Brandon's really picked up the speed, and he's made his own luck, you know, at you know, for the most part. And but we've had some things go our way, and then early on we had a motor break and that kind of stuff. But you know, it's all part of it. That's what we love about the racing and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, all right, so we're gonna get out of here. Just wanted to give you guys a short catch up with Brandon. And he was out here, and I'm like, you just give me 5 minutes. I'm not sure how long this is, but I'm sure it's longer than that. But anyway, as always, guys, we appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned. We got some more stuff coming up. Thanks.